Well, another day, a couple more dollars. Got this Mustang here. This is the one I cut the quarter panel out of. Daniel brought it back to me. I'm gonna go and cut the windshield out. The windshield's still good, so I might use that windshield into the red car over there. But the reason I brought it back is so I got the front frame rails, all that stuff to use for that car or whatnot. The strut towers, all that stuff. I'm gonna reuse every bit of this stuff. I've got plans for both cars, my car and that car. So we're gonna do something different with both of them. So right now, let's get this windshield cut out. So I got me a tool from Harbor Freight. Let me take it off cinematic mode. So I got a tool from Harbor Freight. I've done cut around the window around that way. Now I'm coming across. I'm gonna get the windshield out of it. Then I'm gonna cut the pillars right here. I'm gonna cut it across the floor, and that way I got that front section to work off of, and then we can haul off the rest of it. This little Harbor Freight tool works freaking great. Back when I was a kid, me and my dad, I couldn't tell you how many windshields I cut out with piano string and a pair of vice grips on both sides. How big of a pain in the butt. I had a Ford Probe, I had hood pins in. I gotta clean y'all off. God, hold on one second. It's dirty looking. So I had a Ford Probe that I had hood pins in because I thought hood pins were cool. And you know how many times I left that freaking hood pin? I think I put 5 windshields in that car. 3 of them within 3 weeks of time. I just get out, adjust the timing on it, play with it, get back in it. Forget to block the pins in, and bam, scare crap out of it. I had an Eclipse. I took 2 windshields out of it. Had a couple Mustangs. So over years, I've learned to cut windows out, windshields out. And there's kind of a technique to it. If you know what you're doing, it's not bad. If you don't know what you're doing, like I did when I started, it's a pain in the butt. But we used to use vice grips of piano string, and we'd go through and lock vice grips on each end of it. This tool right here is the trick. Let me show you. So you start by feeding your string up through here, your wire up through there, and you're gonna take it. It's gonna be hard to do one-handed. And you barely tuck it in here, inside the little edge, like that. Now all you do is lock it down. And make sure there ain't none hanging out right there, because it'll stop you from getting it where you need it. Then the other end, this little end right here, you feed it in that end, and you shove it up through the urethane, and then you cut it to the length that you're comfortable with. So hold on one second, let me get you set up. So once you feed that through right there like that, up inside, pull your piece back a little bit, pull your cable off of it. Now, I take this and I pull it up here. I get my handles to where I'm comfortable. You want shoulders width apart, about that long. You don't want it to be too long, you don't want it to be too short. And you just take your time with it and move slowly, because sometimes you'll catch a piece of metal in there and you might have to backtrack to come over to get over top of that piece of metal, because that piece of metal will hinder you. So let me trim the length and put the other handle on it real quick. Remember what I told y'all about a piece of metal? See this little hook here? See, it could be hooked under it. You gotta get it on the top side of it, and that way you cut all the way across, because that little lip right there, you can see where I tore the other wire up. Right there, and just work your way all around it. It really only took me 10-15 minutes. Super, super easy. I remember spending hours on it. Or not hours, but an hour a piece on them years ago, trying to cut it. And literally this thing just melts right through that urethane. Then you just reach on the inside, give you a good old push up, go to the other side, push it up, pull your tool out of the way, save it in case I ever need it. I'm gonna put it in the toolbox, come back, pull that windshield out of it. Here we go. Look how good that thing cut. So you can tell where I had the saw, where I was going back and forth, and where it would slip back and forth. Like I said, you just gotta be careful down around these areas, because you'll catch an ear right there. Like I'm pulling up and over at the same time, working away. And then these little areas here where the little small marks are, that's where I pretty much it just slid. Especially like right there, see right here where I got right there? That was just a straight pull that just cut right through it. Super easy. I didn't need this much of it, but I figured since he had already cut the floors, I just snipped that out of it, make it easier for me to cut. This is it. That way I got everything firewall forwards I need. So I run Nigel, we loaded up a whole bunch of junk. Old car parts, wrecked parts, tore up stuff. Loaded up St. Halt to the scrapyard Monday and get the trailer cleaned off. Ain't too bad. a couple dollars. Some of the stuff's my stuff, some of the stuff's his stuff, some just leftover stuff. So it's cool. Monday morning we're gonna haul off all this junk. Eric Nigel's the other day. I knew the old trailer felt like it was pulling awful weird this morning, like awful slow, a lot of pullback. Looks like we done took a tire out. Keep the speed down and let it wrap itself again. It'll smooth it out a little bit. It'll go through and go pretty far. Once this leans rubber off, I'll get out and jack it up and turn around and swap the tires, strap it up off the ground. But for right now, we're riding with it. The biggest thing is keeping your speeds down. That way it don't sling that rubber apart. As long as it rides on top of rubber, not the rim, it'll be alright. If it slings the rubber apart or the rim starts touching the ground, then you got issues. About 35, she's smoothing out. She's about to ride along for the ride. So definitely where we'll be at until it comes apart. We ain't got but probably 3 or 4 more miles on the way back home. After going through and hauling scrap this morning, still Monday, come up here to Hickory, put a valve cover gasket on this thing right here. This little EcoBoost. Did you know they made EcoBoost like this? Up here tearing off all this stuff to get up in there to put a valve cover gasket on it. So we getting there. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get off there, but we got it off there. Now let's change the gasket out and put it back together. Alright, well, got that done. End up, I think the coil's bad on it. She had changed the plugs herself and had I guess because it had a miss in it. So I told her it's probably the coil. So she said she'll get one. I'll come back up here and knock it out for one day. So just got to looking. It's $50,000 to win Shady Side No Prep this year. I can't wait. It's going to be a heck of a time. March 14th, I think, 2024. That's when it was. I'll have to look at it, but that kind of money, there's going to be some fast cars out there. It's going to be a hell of a show. So if you ain't got nothing to do, or you got something to do and you want something better to do, make sure y'all come out to Shady Side and support. That's going to be a freaking an awesome race. Awesome race. Tuesday morning, yanking the heads off this thing before I get my day started. My dad came up here the other day, pulled the intake off and the exhaust manifold's loose, where all I gotta do is just yank the head bolts. I got that side loose. Now yank this side off. Then I can turn it over, get all the water out of the cylinders, take everything to the machine shop, go on my day. So I'm going to put head gasket on this thing before. This is driver's side, which is OEM. Here's a Felpro. Now look at this. The head gasket was leaking right here on this side. See the black smoke right there on it? It had been leaking right there. I bet they didn't resurface the head when they got done with it. Alright guys, well, it's only 10:15. I'm on it today, son. Look at this. Then come up here, pull the alternator off this car, put it inside of it. It was a one they put on like 3 weeks ago. They said it's gone bad or whatnot. They want me to come up here and take it off. So getting this one done. Let's go on our next job. I got a few to do today. I'm gonna go through and leave it from here. I'm gonna go right up the road and I'm gonna check out a good friend. They got a Jeep. I'm gonna check out and see where it was leaking water at. I gotta go from there. And then I gotta run down to Dallas, start doing timing change on 5.4 today. And when I leave from there, I'm gonna go through and run to back up Reeksville Road and check out another water leak on S10. Said he's losing coolant on another good friend. So we're getting there. We're making it. Got race seasons coming up, so right now the weather's beautiful. I gotta make some money so I can buy some car parts and stuff and get some old truck for sale. Needs a clutch, said. But I gotta go through and get some money up so I can buy some car parts so we can get racing for this coming year so I can get some content for y'all. Alright, well, ride with me. The Jeep I'm gonna come get later this week. I'm gonna go ahead and do a water pump and a service on it and all that. Check everything. It's been sitting for a while. They drove it the other week and it started going through and spit water out around the radiator. So I come here and look. See, I didn't see no cracks in the radiator. No, but like I said, I'll get to the house and do a service on it, clean everything up on it, get it took care of later this week. So on to the next one. Let's go on the machine shop. Let's go drop the heads off. Where we at?
Mike's Auto Sales.
We're at
In Stanley, North Carolina.
So they want a good. They want a good quality car. Where they gonna come to?
Mike's Auto Sales.
All right. What's the number?
704-263-2832.
All right. Talk to who?
Damien.
There you go. There you go. Or check it out on the website at what?
BlacksAutoSales.com.
There you go. This thing tore down. Get the chains in it and get back together. Alright, now well, Wednesday morning. I got that machine wired up last night for Jamie and them because I knew I was going to have to run out today and do some work. So as soon as Michael gets the shaft to them, they'll get the motor mounted and they'll be up doing beadlocks and stuff every night. Just be getting it done. I'm going to go over there. I got to get my wheels off today and pull the tires off the rims, all that stuff, and that way we can get the new beadlocks because Jamie wants me to take the Mac fabs off and put his on it. So a little trade deal. So I do like the way the Enemies Everywhere beadlocks look. They look more like the welds. They got a really good look to them. But I'm on my way. I done went to the machine shop, picked up Vincent's head for his Suburban. Now I'm on my way back down here to Dallas. So I brought my gun today. Yesterday I forgot my electric gun, my impact. I got it tore down, but I like to use my impact with an adapter to knock the bolts out, everything, so I could get the cam bolts loose and all that. So I said, well, I forgot it out back on my heater, so I made sure this morning I got it. Now I'm gonna run down here this morning, knock the cam phasers off of it, knock the rails, get all the timing stuff off of it, swap everything, the oil pump, and then I'm gonna bust ass and go put it all back together and then get paid and move on to the next job. So I got some other stuff planned out the rest of this week, but I'd really like to get down here and get this thing done pretty quickly, get paid on it, and then I can go and run. Sorry if that light's going crazy. It's going through the trees out through here. Hopefully I get it done and then I can get back on Vincent and start rock and rolling, get it done, get it back to him, and then I'll be close to being on schedule. But I need to go get that Jeep, service it. I got the Jeep to service. I need to, Daniel has a F-150 I got to check the rear end out in. I put a differential in a while back, but he said he thought it might be making a noise. I also got a service transmission on it and stuff like that. And I have a few other people's stuff I got to do this week. I got Kelly, he has some stuff I got to do for him, put a switch in. I'll do it tomorrow or Friday. I have Katrina, I got to put her alternator back on, the one we pulled off the other day. So, and some other stuff I can't remember. I stay busy. I stay trying to keep it moving. Like I said, right now we're just trying to save up some money so I can buy some more parts for race car, because it's hard to make content without car parts. You know what I mean? If I ain't got car parts, then I can't really do nothing. You know? I got all the stuff I need to put on the front of Kate's car. Just trying to decide on whether I want to keep it with the non-stock I'm trying to think if I want to keep it with the tubular strut towers. Sorry, I was having a brain fart, but I was wondering if I want to keep it with the tubular strut towers or if I want to just put stock strut towers back in it and retube it, because I got one frame rail I've been working on getting it back exactly straight. But then I also think, well, hell, I could just cut that stuff loose, go through, put the factory firewall back in the car, and then I could take it over to Nigel's, and then me and Nigel, we could retube everything the way I want to tube it and build everything the way I want to tube it. Sorry about that light. I could retube it all the way I want to tube it and do it the way I want to do it and make it look how I want it to look instead of being somebody else's deal. So I don't know yet. We got to get, I got to get our Nigel's to get the motor out. He's got a block for me. I got to go through and get it out, get it to the machine shop, get my pistons ordered, because we got to get Ghost back up and going real quick. Got to get it running, driving, ready for the track. That way we can start getting it ready for this race season. And then once I get Ghost ready, I can go through and start like be working on the other car full time. So I have the truck, the exhaust is all ordered for it. I bought a bunch of stainless pipe and some stainless mufflers and stuff like that, and some V-band clamps. So I want to do a real nice exhaust system on it to make it look nice underneath there. And all that, I'm gonna tack it all together on my welder, and I'll take it to Jake, get Jake to TIG it all for me, get it all welded together, get it under the truck, and that way I get Nigel to tune it here soon, because Digger Die is coming. If we're gonna make it, it's coming soon. If we don't make it, if we don't get it done here within about the next week, then Digger Dies. We'll just drive it down there, but we won't be racing it because I don't have time to really test it. If I don't get it done soon, so I can go out and make some hits and try some different stuff on it. But when it comes to like Ghost, I need Ghost back up and going so we can start making some races with it. I gotta get it back together. I hate it being down, honestly. But that new car, once I get Ghost in the truck all buttoned up, then I'm gonna start taking every spare dollar I got, putting it together. We got a race coming up. I'd like to get it done for it, the Shady Side No Prep race. That'd be pretty awesome to take it to it if we can get it done. But we'll see. It needs some horsepower if it's gonna go through, and if it's gonna come with the Shady Side race is gonna need to be fast. So we'll figure all that out later. So y'all ride with us. So I got this thing tore down. I was looking at it, and you can see where the chain had rubbed that spot there. This one rail on this side right there was broke. And I was letting it slap around a little bit. Y'all know I'm a Chevrolet guy, but I will tell y'all this. I do like the fact that this oil pump has, the pickup has 2 bolts in it, and it's easier to get on and off than the LS. So I'll tell you that, getting it on and off the shaft, it is easier than LS. I do like the oil pump design as far as the bolts and how you can get it out of the hole. All right, well, got this thing back together. Trying not to get copyrighted on the music, but this thing's together. Got to check out a forklift for them, and then I'll be on to the house, to the next one. All right, well, come out here. So I got done with the Ford. The forklift, I just turned the timing up on it a little bit, and it seemed to help it out. So I come out here and checked out Peanut stuff, and his old lady, the DOD's acting up on her Envoy, or Trailblazer. Not Trailblazer, Tahoe, like a Tahoe freaking SUV. Whatever the GMC version of it is. You'd think I know being a Chevrolet person, but whatever they call the, I guess a GMC Tahoe, or GMC whatever the Tahoe version of it is. That's what the DOD left on number 7's acting up. So had to break the news to him about that. And then his last 10, catalytic converter stopped up on it, so it's caused it to struggle going down the road. It's a 2003. It's caused it to struggle going down the road. It's caused it to start overheating, bubbling water out of it. Everything is good on it. It's just like I said, it has the catalytic converter code, and you can just tell it's struggling to get the air out. So I told him, I said, you get the catalytic converter replaced on it, and you'll be out ready to rock and roll. The thing will do good. Change the radiator cap because it was loose fillings. So get these wheels off. Gotta get the wheels off the back of my car. Get tires off of them, get them over Nigels. That way we take the beadlock machine, start using it, start putting new beadlocks on it. All right, well, I got the wheels off of Ghost. Let's go and break the bead locks off of them. Take the bead off the backside and get her Nigel's, demount them, and get ready for the new rings. We're cold this morning out here in North Carolina. I'm gonna leave the Jeep running because I ain't gonna be here long, and it's letting it warm up. This hood shock's gonna hold, of course. So we can get here and put this alternator back on this thing. We got that one done. Now we'll come out here and check out this Ford truck real quick and see what's going on with it. So these old trucks right here, they're bad about the transmission going through and having a shutter in them. So they say you can change the converter, or say before you change the converter, you need to change the solenoids and the fluid and stuff like that to help it. But it gets a lot of metal inside of them, and that don't fix it. Then you gotta swap the transmissions. It's very common on these 17, 18 F-150s. Neighbor across the street, he got the same truck and it does the same thing. So nice truck though, except for some Ford. But he said his rear end, he thought his rear end was making a noise on this truck. So I'm gonna go up here and drive it around in circles and see if I feel anything or whatnot. So they're going to go through and do the alignment on Damien's little car for me flushing the heater core out on this thing. So if you flush the heater core, we'll work you in. We'll go through and we'll go ahead and do your son's alignment. So like I said, yeah, I'll do that. So I come up here right now. They're pulling in the building Damien's car, and I'm going to work on this. That's rusty. Now it starts to turn. We got up to 104. We're gonna let it run, so the temperature gets up to now we flush it and see what it does. So got Cade's new mufflers for the truck. They come today. So let's see what they look like up in here.
They look good. They look like Flowmaster.
Hold on one second. So it's a Flowmaster, like I said, it's a straight through design. So it's 3 inches, so that's alright. Man, Jake's working on the prototypes up in here. Look at it, looking good, looking good. It's gonna be sweet. So we get this thing took care of. Nigel took care of it for me. So these things are bad about the anything like the flex fuel stuff on the Chevrolet. They don't have like a flex fuel sensor on the Tahoes and stuff like that on the 14 and earlier, 15 earlier, stuff like the majority of them none of them have no flex fuel sensor. So what it has is it makes a theory. So basically when you put ethanol in the gas tank, it goes through and it automatically thinks that every time you put gas. That was my dad calling. So basically these don't have flex fuel sensors on it. Every time you put fuel in it, and it gets a little bit more ethanol and a little bit more ethanol. So every time you go, it gets 10% of the ethanol in it. So what happens is over time, it builds up, and the O2 sensors, they correct that back and forth. So when it thinks it has ethanol, it changes over to the ethanol tune, as far as like, it's just like having a flex fuel sensor, but not really having a flex fuel sensor. So say that the motor's running a little bit rich, then what it'll do, it'll go through and start commanding the air fuel to be a little bit more richer, a little bit more, because it thinks it has ethanol in it. So what happens is over time, it'll get to where it says it's stuck. It throws a code 20, I can't remember the exact number, but it'll throw a code saying that it's running rich. The gas mileage will be a little bit rough on it and all that because it actually don't have but 10% ethanol in it, but it thinks it has 30 or 40 or 50% ethanol in it. If it had a flex fuel sensor on it, they'd never do that. But because these models don't have a flex fuel sensor, it's just a theory. And it's a theory based off of the O2 sensors. So you can replace the O2 sensors, you can replace this, replace that. This thing was commanding 13.3 air fuel when it should be commanding like 13.8, 14.0. So it just makes it run a little bit richer. My gas mileage is worse, performance is a little bit worse on it. So what we do, we go in there, bypass all the ethanol stuff, zero it out to where it can't make changes for it, and that takes care of a lot of the problems. And gets rid of the 2190, I think, 21, whatever the code was, I don't remember. It's irrelevant, I can't remember the code number, but that's the way you fix these things. And like I said, they get better fuel mileage and all after you're done with them. All right, well, we got that one dropped off. Got me a little X-plate from Nigel, so I can build this also on the S10 tomorrow. I'm not far from the house. I'm gonna probably call it a day now, and then when we get up in the morning, work on getting Vincent's truck back together. Well, I'm gonna go see how much Billy got done today on Vincent's, and then I'll go through and I'll finish that thing up today or tomorrow. Well, probably tomorrow I'll finish it up, and then we can get paid on that and move on to the next one. So appreciate y'all watching. Hurrah. So I got all my exhaust stuff. My hair cut, and I got some pipes under the truck, my mufflers. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna use this little X here. I'm gonna go through and get it to work into it, get my mufflers on it, get all this stuff put together. Then I'm gonna take a jake, get Jake to weld it together. I'm just gonna spot it in a couple spots. Then I'll take our Jake, get Jake to weld it where it looks real nice. And Kate will have a nice little exhaust system. All right, well, it's Friday night. Got a lot of stuff done this week. Beadlock machine's up and running. We're gonna go eat with Jamie and Campbell tonight. Like I said, they're leaving back for Australia Sunday, so this is pretty much the last night we'll have, because tomorrow they'll be getting ready to leave or whatnot. So we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. People that stayed in this long, I know it's a long video. Had a lot of work going on this week and a lot of little stuff. Can't wait to get back to the racing. It's coming. I promise you it's coming. I went ahead and paid Nigel for the block for Ghost. So I'm going to go ahead and start busting butt on it in the next few weeks. Getting the heads for it. Going to put a brand new set of heads. Put a brand new motor together for it pretty much. It's going to have some used rods. But they're Cali's Ultra Enforcers. So they'll be all right. Like I said, we're going to put a steel rod motor back together. Get that thing in kind of real street tune. Or real street trim. And we'll get back to racing at the track. So we appreciate y'all. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you one later. Thank you. Bye.